we have this opportunity to worship Mahaprabhu. And because of Mahaprabhu's appearance, we have the holy name, the Nama Avatar. So we can chant Krishna's name and purify ourselves in this age. So, in the verse, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, is it Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Narottam Das Thakur? Bhaktivinoda Thakur, is it? Narottam Das Thakur. Daya karo Sitapati, Shri Advaita Acharya, Tava Kripa Balepai, Shri Chaitanya Nitai. So Advaita Acharya, on your appearance day, kindly be merciful unto us. So because of you, you are the husband of Sita. You are Sitapati, or husband of Sita Devi, and because of you, Gaura and Nityananda appeared to rescue this world. So that's these are the glories of Advaita Acharya. We might discuss some of the pastimes of Advaita Acharya. This is a whole chapter. It's a very long chapter, and Prabhupada has a lengthy purports to them. There's 116, if I remember. What is it? Adi Leela, chapter 6, 116. 116. Advaita Mahima Ananta ke Phare Kahite Sei Likhi Ye Shuni Mahajana Haite. Who can describe the unlimited glories of Advaita Acharya? I write here as much as I have known from great authorities. Acharya Charanamoy Koti Namaskara Iti Kichu Aparada Na Labe Amara. From obeisances 10 million times to the lotus feet of Sri Advaita Acharya, please do not take offense at this. So, when Mahaprabhu took sannyas, so he went to Shantipur, and he had his lunch at Advaita Acharya's house, and Sachimata came to visit Mahaprabhu there. So whenever Mahaprabhu visits as a sannyasi, you're not allowed to go back to your Purvashram. So Mahaprabhu never went back to Mayapur after he took sannyas. So anytime he comes to visit Sachimata, he used to go to Advaita Acharya's house. And Advaita Acharya and Mother Sita Devi, his wife, used to cook elaborate feast for Advaita Acharya. And Sachimata used to come and visit Mahaprabhu at Advaita Acharya's house. And also Advaita Acharya performed a Shraddha ceremony for his forefathers. And that part of the Shraddha ceremony, he invited, part of the Shraddha ceremony, you are required to feed one Brahmana. One qualified Brahmana should be fed. So Advaita Acharya invited Haridas Thakur to come to his residence, and he fed Haridas Thakur. As we may know, that Haridas Thakur took birth in a non-devotee family. He took birth in a Yavana family. And so when Haridas Thakur was approached by Advaita Acharya to take the prasadam, he didn't accept, or he refused, stating his lower birth. But Advaita Acharya, understanding the position of Haridas Thakur as the Namacharya, and understanding by chanting the holy name, all the previous impediments or previous upadhis, designations related to birth are purified. So he insisted Advaita Acharya to take prasadam. Advaita Acharya made Haridas Thakur to take prasadam in his house. Also, there was a time when Advaita Acharya meditated on all the demigods, and he could visualize that Mahaprabhu was situated and all the demigods were serving under the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. So he can understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality and all the demigods are his inferiors. Giving darshan to Advaita Acharya in that form, Mahaprabhu requested him to worship with an arati. So Advaita Acharya worshipped Mahaprabhu. Even though Mahaprabhu is younger or on a disciplic level, Advaita Acharya always served Mahaprabhu. He always thought himself as a servant of Mahaprabhu. So it's in a very similar mood of Nanda Maharaj. Even though Nanda Maharaj knows that Krishna is his son, but he always wanted to be his servant. Even though he knows that, he even doesn't know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality, because Nanda Maharaj, that aspect is covered by Yoga Maya. Nanda Maharaj still wanted to be Krishna's servant. Similarly, Advaita Acharya, even though he is on almost the platform of his guru or the father, always wanted to see himself as the servitor of Mahaprabhu. And through being the servant of Mahaprabhu, he can understand and appreciate all the other rasas and the pastimes and activities of Lord. So there's a whole chapter here, and it's a really long chapter with a lot of purport. One can read, which glorifies Advaita Acharya. It's time, so I'll stop here if there's any questions and comments. Everybody needs to have? No, everybody doesn't need to have, and everybody doesn't need to go through first understanding Brahman, then understanding Paramatma, and then Supreme Personality Godhead. No, that's a long waste of time path, which is not recommended. But people who have a limited knowledge, who follow the Jnana Marga, with the help of bhakti, when they come to understand Brahman, and if they are fortunate, through the influence of bhakti, they might get elevated to Paramatma platform, understanding of Paramatma. And again, through the mercy of bhakti, then they might understand the Bhagavan aspect. But that's a very lengthy, stretched out process. This is for people who are less intelligent or wants to follow this process. For them, they go through that. But the recommendation is worshipping Krishna in his Shamasundar form. Not even in other Vishnu forms. The recommendation, the highest recommendation, is to worship the Lord in his Shamasundar form. That's what Prabhupada writes in the Isopanishad. As a devotee, he wants to worship. He doesn't want to worship any other forms. He appreciates. But his prime deity of worship, he worships in the sense he respects and worships other forms, but his prime Ishtadevata, or medium of worship, is the Shamasundar form, two-handed Shamasundar form. Like Krishna, like Arjuna, when Krishna showed his four-handed form, same thing for Devaki and Vasudeva, when Krishna showed his four-handed form, they didn't want to see Krishna in those forms. They wanted to see him in his Shamasundar form, in his two-handed Ganashama, dark blue, wearing yellow garments with peacock feather on his forehead. That's a form they want to worship. So that's the highest form of worship. And if one worships Krishna through this Shamasundar form, all other aspects gets revealed as fringe benefits, as I mentioned in the class. It automatically gets revealed. Yeah, but you're not, it's for information purposes only. Yeah, you get to know it. But for a devotee, he's busy. He's not interested. Like, for example, when the gopis bumped into Vishnu, they didn't start worshipping him. They didn't start surrendering unto him. They said, "Have you seen Krishna?" So that's a mood the Gaudiya Vaishnava line propagates. So we are more interested to see Krishna in his Shamasundar form, what the gopis saw and worshipped. No, one is not required to go through the process of understanding Brahmeti and then Paramatmeti, then Bhagavan. No. One understands Krishna directly, and the other aspects are revealed to a devotee. Okay? All right. If there is no other question, yeah.
Creates a cosmic world through the actions of Maya. It's wondering what actions are being reflected across the role of Maya.
The three modes of material nature which agitates the pradhan, and that's how he interacts. He impregnates also living entities into it, and the three modes of material nature. That's Maya, and through that three modes of material nature, she controls. So through the agency of Maya, he controls. Yeah. Adi Purush Prabhu. Yeah. That's that's right. Don't think so. It's explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I could be wrong. It's more explained in Chaitanya Bhagavat that he's expansion of Sadashiv as well. Sadashiv is present in the spiritual world, and so Mahaprabhu's associates, they have one or two personalities in them. They're not just one person. They're made of one or two personalities. So Advaita Acharya is also he's Mahavishnu, and he's also Sadashiv. Swarup Damodar mentions these things in Chaitanya Bhagavat. He is also a Gopa named Sadashiv. In Krishna's pastime, there's a cowherd boy named Gopa who would love dancing for the pleasure of Krishna. He dances by going around. What do you call that motion? I don't know. He goes really fast, and Krishna appreciates. And his name was Sadashiv. That Gopa's name, and that is also, he also incarnates as Advaita Acharya. So Sadashiv, the all auspicious Shiva aspect, who is present in the spiritual world, he is an expands or incarnates as Advaita Acharya, and all the Shivas or the Rudras, they all are expansions of Sadashiv from the spiritual world. So there are also descriptions where Advaita Acharya is described as the expansion of Lord Shiva. But we focus more on the Mahavishnu form and the Sadashiv aspect of it. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right. Shri Advaita Acharya appearance taking. Itai go Brahmanande. Vansha kalpatrubhisha kripa sindhivya vicha patitanam pavanebhyo. Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.